Hey guys, Thor Sandalwood again. Doing a or a third live stream now. So we did one a week ago, and then we did one yesterday, and we're doing another one today because I feel like these are really good. Um, Unfortunately, we're still a small channel, so if you guys like this content and you guys appreciate, these teachings on astrology and astrology readings and so forth, please subscribe to my channel, hit like button on that channel, comment on the channel, and share it with your friends because I'm really trying to get this channel going again. And it's not going to work without the help of people like you guys helping me out on this. Today, it's more of a topic uh, that we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about the four Dharma types. There was a book I got a while back. Oh, hello, Ultra Spiritual Check. There was a book I got a while back called The Five Dharma Types. And we're going to talk about the four because really there's 12 signs and there's a Dharma type. There's three for each, fire signs, air signs, water signs, and earth signs. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so guys, thank you guys for all the views. We're growing the channel. We have over 600 subscribers now. Thank you guys for subscribing or requesting readings, and also there's been people that have donated, so I'm really appreciative of that as well. Thank you guys. Today we're going to talk about the Dharma types. I know that this issue could be kind of a hot button issue, especially for people that might have grown up in a place like India or people that are there, and people are very much about the caste system. And what I'm meaning for us this lesson or astrology teaching is it's not so much what caste people belong to. What the heart of the matter is that everybody is born with certain talents, certain gifts. How you doing? Everybody's born with certain talents, certain gifts, and that's really what the Dharma type or the Varna is. And it doesn't even mean it's something that you have to go by. So if you say have a Brahmin or a teacher Varna or Dharma type, you don't have to be a teacher if you don't want to. You have your own free will. Everybody has free will. Also, when we're looking at an astrology chart, when we're looking at the Varna or the Dharma type, usually we're looking at where the moon, what sign is the moon in your chart. But also if we're looking at things like career, we're looking at your 10th house, the 10th lord. We're looking at your first house and the first lord. So there's all these things that go into creating a career profile on somebody. But really what the Dharma type is the Dharma type is what everybody's born here with a mission. And that's your Dharma. And so that's the most important thing for anybody in their life is you're the most happy when you're living your divine purpose. So a lot of people, they're making a lot of money. Maybe they're working in a career, but they're not happy doing that because it's not their Dharma type. And so guys, really quick, I'm going to be going low tech again, just like yesterday. And the Dharma types, and I got the Sanskrit saying for them as well. So they got teacher, warrior, merchant, and worker. And then the Sanskrit would be Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So a lot of Indians would be familiar with this. Now I'm not going to talk about the outcasts or the Dalits. Actually, in astrology, I don't see how where a Dalit it's even possible, since if you divide 12 by 3, or you get. Oh, how do you find your type? What we do is you want to generate your astrology chart using the sidereal zodiac, and wherever your moon is, whatever sign the moon is in, is going to generally be your Dharma type. And we're going to talk about which signs right now. I'm going to go into a little bit about how you can tell. So The teacher type, the Brahmin, obviously we know what a teacher is. People that teach you principles. In a Dharma society, a teacher is that passes down Dharmic principles. So if the moon is in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and notice they're all water signs, that's going to be the teacher or the Brahmin Dharma type. You know why they use the moon? It's because the moon is kind of like accumulation of your past life tendencies. So what are you bringing into this incarnation? It's the moon. The moon kind of represents all those tendencies, your mind, your mental. That's what it represents. So that's the teacher. We're going to go to the next one. And of course, guys, this isn't like a law. It's not like if you have your moon in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you have to become a teacher. Like I said, we have to look at everything. We have to look at the 10th house, the 10th lord, the first house, the first lord, the 9th Navamsha, all that stuff. The next one is the warrior archetype, the warrior Varna, Kshatriya, which is if your moon is in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and that's going to be the fire signs. And warriors, we know what they are. They're police, they're soldiers. They're also, in ancient times, they would be the kings and the rulers. Today, with the politicians that we have in modern societies, I'm sometimes not so sure because there's an override. There's kind of like a blending between the merchant class and the politicians. So warrior type, a warrior type would feel naturally attracted to something like physical fitness. It'd be kind of like I would think of them as the jocks back in like high school. So you got that. Then we got the next one. We got the merchants or the Vaishya. Those are the people, obviously, entrepreneurs, people that start businesses, people that want, basically their dharma is to employ people, to give people jobs so that they can function in society. So we got Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If your moon is in one of those signs, that's generally what your Varna is going to be according to the ancient astrology. Okay. And then the last one we're looking at, guys, is we're looking at the worker bees. So these are the earth signs, guys, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if your moon is one of those signs, you're going to be a Sudra or a worker. Now, the weird thing about it is people want to think like right away, oh, you're a worker, like you're some low person. Guys, there's workers think of, do you know a doctor who he works for a hospital or, some sort of HMO, and he's a orthopedic surgeon and he makes $500,000 or $1 million a year? Technically he's a worker, guys. So that's what it doesn't really matter. Your money doesn't really have much bearing in what Dharma type you are or what Varna you are. Just like an engineer. I know engineers making, $250,000 a year, and they're technically just a worker. They're working for a company, designing things or building things. So the Dharma type is just kind of, for me, it's something to look at. It's just something to realize, okay, when you're actually really trying to discover your purpose, you're trying to find out, what am I really here meant to do? What is my natural tendencies? Because we're all born with natural abilities. One example I have is that when everybody goes to school, and you guys probably remember this, we've all had plenty of teachers in our lives. If you just think about your schooling when you were a child, but there's always those one or two teachers that you guys really remember, right? And that's usually the people that they really inspired you. Something about what they taught really inspired you, raised passion in you, inspired your heart. And those people were probably living their correct Dharma type. They were actually working as an educator, and they were a teacher Dharma type. There's a lot of people in the teaching profession that are actually more worker types. To them, it's a job. It's not really like they have an innate ability to teach and to instruct people. So why I'm bringing this up is yesterday we were talking a lot about the predictions, about what's going on in society. And this ties a lot into, like, why is our society kind of just so messed up at this point right now? And if you look at the model Dharma society, we got the teachers at the top, and there's a reason why the teachers are at the top. They're not supposed to be like, this like priest class of guys just getting rich and partying. You got the warriors there. If this is the societal structure, you got the merchants there, and then you got the workers there. Now, the reason why you have the teachers or the Brahmins at the top is because the teachers are supposed to learn by studying meditation. They're supposed to learn correct principles, dharmic principles. And if any of you guys have worked in a corporation, whatever comes from the top is kind of what dictates the rest of the whole pyramid. So if you have teachers teaching correct principles at the very top of society, and usually in ancient times, you had priests or you had Brahmins working in the royal courts with the kings and whatnot, because they were instructing them on proper dharmic principles on how to run their kingdom. And this wasn't like the principles of today, just make money, just think. No, actual real dharmic principles of living your purpose. What does a dharmic society worry about? How do we have the most happy and healthy society? How do we have everybody living their purpose? Is it just about jobs and just these really physical things around us? It's not all about that. And then the warriors, the important part of the warriors, and this you read a lot about in the five Dharma, that book that I told you about called the five Dharma types. The warriors are supposed to be right under the teachers, and the teachers instruct the warriors, and then the warriors are supposed to enforce with all those merchants. So the merchants would be like the corporations. The warriors are supposed to enforce all the dharmic laws and the dharmic principles and make sure that all the corporations and the companies get in line. That's what a dharmic society is, how it's really supposed to operate. And then the merchants provide jobs for the workers. And of course, the warriors are always keeping the merchants in check. So if the merchants are sitting there abusing their workers, or not paying them enough, or just abusing them in any way, the warriors are supposed to step in and enforce that. So that's the dharmic society. Very, very basic dharmic society. So I was going to tell you guys, okay, a lot of the problems that we're having now, and I mean, excluding the crisis, the crisis we're having, are stemmed from this whole issue of we live in a very anti-dharma society right now. So if you look at who's actually running things in the current society, it's actually the corporations and the merchants. How's it going? Am I saying it right? Dunya Zaid? I know I'm so but I'm so glad you guys are joining the chat. So yeah, so basically what we're looking at now is we got the merchants. I know it's like well, you'll have to tell me how to pronounce it because but I know you've been my name is Agatha. Nice, okay. I know you've been a long time subscriber and you've been watching my videos, so I'm very, very happy and appreciative about that. So thank you for being here and very supportive. Agatha, it kind of reminds me of that Agartha, that concept. Oh, Agatha. Okay, Agatha. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. I was like thinking Agartha. Okay, Agatha Christie, yeah. Nice. Well, now I know. So thanks for joining in. We're talking about the Dharma types and the Dharma society. So this is the issue with the current society is right now, the Dharmic society, the teachers and the warriors are supposed to be at the top, passing down the principles. Today's society, who are the merchants? Who's in charge right now? Well, look, who's Wall Street? Who is all the big corporations, the big pharmaceuticals, big tech, the censorship? Who is the big oil? Everything's big now. Big oil, big tech, big. So those guys are really running things, and it probably works in most countries because in the United States, what tends to happen is that once you have a politician, they get in politics for like a few. In the U.S., it's like if you're a president, you're in for 4 years, and you get every 4 year term, or if you're a representative, you might be in for 6 years, 2 years or 6 years. And what happens is once they get out of that politician job, they just go right into a corporate boardroom or they go into some sort of corporation. So that's how the corporations and the government are kind of merged, unwritten rule. So that's why the merchants in the current society are at the top when they shouldn't be at the top. You don't want these guys freaking running your society. They'll run it to the ground because all they care about is maximizing profit. And that's not what you want in a Dharmic society. A Dharmic society is more concerned about the Dharma or the purpose of your nation and everybody living correct principles. So that's the issue. And then look, we have teachers pretty much at the bottom of the pyramid. Teachers and workers, they're just at the bottom. So like my Dharma type, in which, that's why I'm doing YouTube. I don't get paid to do this, guys. It's something I love to do. I want to do. I want to make videos. I want to talk about astrology, all these things, but, I'm working a normal job like a worker. So that's what's going on with me. And that's what happens with a lot of people. So they get stuck in this adharmic, and this is anti-dharma. So that's why the society devolves. See, in a Dharma society, the society evolves and is on an upward trajectory. In the anti-dharmic society, it's actually on the downhill. So things are downhill right now, and then you got the merchants are trying to grasp at straws and trying to flush out everything at the moment right now. So that's what's happening right now. We got this adharmic society, and this is what the Age of Aquarius is going to be about. The Age of Aquarius, which I talked about in my past video, is it's going to be really about us moving and trending into a better direction of becoming a more dharmic society, where people follow their gifts and their talents more naturally. They don't have to get some BS job somewhere just to make a basic living. So that's where we're heading right now. But I think things are going to get kind of dicey for the immediate future. And so that's my little talk on the Dharma types right now, guys. So you just look at where your moon is. If your moon is in a water sign, that's a teacher. If your moon is in an earth sign, that's a worker. If your moon is in an air sign, that is the merchant. And if your moon is in a fire sign, that's the warrior. So you just take a look at, and obviously that doesn't mean that's the career you're going to get into. You want to look at your 10th house, your 10th lord, again, your first house, your first lord, to look at more of what kind of career. So yeah, Agatha, you would be a warrior Dharma type because moon is in Sagittarius. Well, since I'm using Vedic, it'd be sidereal zodiac. So the Vedic, yeah. But a moon in Sagittarius would mean that you're a warrior. And, a warrior could be all types of things. So you have that, you could be in the military. You could be an enforcer. You could be a police. But you could also be, I think it also just depends on how you use it. Like I would think if you're just a crusader, you're just somebody that stands up for Dharma when it's not even popular, that, you're a warrior. Yeah, anyone with a moon and a fire sign, I would say, it reminds me of Mars, like very physical, get intense. Work that Dharma, feel good about it. And anyway, so the way you evolve as a fire sign, oh yeah, lies annoy you. Because, fire sign, what is it? It's truth. You represent truth. Okay, so the warriors, and what's so funny? We got 3 warriors in the chat, right? We got 3 warriors in the chat. And then you guys, I'm a teacher. My moon's in Cancer. And that's pretty much the 2 signs that, So you got merchants, the merchants and the workers kind of intermingle a lot, and then you got the educators and the warriors that mingle a lot. They share ideas and they get along. You know, that's the reason why if you guys look at military units, they usually have a chaplain along with them, a priest or somebody, because that's kind of like the order of things. And that's how the dharmic is. You have like a priest or a holy person with the unit, with the soldiers. And they're supposed to keep the soldiers in line because they don't want the soldiers out there looting and burning things down. They're supposed to teach them the correct principles and how to stay, really morally righteous. Yeah, so they have chaplains usually with the military units. And so that's why the kings in the old days, they had the priests or the monks or the Brahmins with them in the courts, in the royal courts, was to help keep them. At least the idea was, now there was plenty of corrupt kings, but the idea was that they were supposed to be taught dharmic principles and correct teachings to do that. Well, guys, is there any questions from the chat? I was just going to do like a little video here. I'm just trying to get, guys, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more content out. But it's kind of weird. I put up 3 videos and I've been losing some subscribers. So that's kind of weird. Think you would think you would gain some subscribers from putting out more content. I always thought they were there if someone died. Well, actually, yeah, they're there if someone dies. That's another purpose, of course, like last rites and stuff. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the thing with YouTube is I don't understand. Like a lot of channels I've seen, they say that they've been they'll notice their numbers just change from day to day, and it's just like, and people sometimes report that they were just unsubscribed for no reason, like automatically. So, and YouTube's a lot about the algorithms. So it's like I might do a video. Who knows if someone's going to find it when they're searching it, or if they're even going to see it if they're subscribed. Yeah, I've been hearing that. If you're not one of the mainline top YouTubers, um, if you're not one of those mainline like fashion YouTubers, they don't really care about you. Um, yeah, I know. See, and guys, remember, YouTube is part of the merchant. Remember how I was telling you the big tech? It is part of the merchant society. So, I mean, really, what big tech cares about most is money. um, yeah, I don't think it can be trusted. How long do you think all this unrest will last? Man, I don't see the good times. Like, I think that we've hit the point of the unrest. I think things have been so permanently damaged at this point that there's no going back. I mean, I know they're kind of going. It's about the new normal, or I think the cabal or the cult kind of overplayed their hand this time. I don't even know if they realized they were going to go this far with everything that's going on, and they did, and now things are so damaged that now they're going to try to put it back together, but I just don't see things going back ever. Like there's people that have been on unemployment for a year now, and they've done studies. Yeah, we won't go back to the great before. Hopefully, but when we enter the age of Aquarius, I think that's farther down the road, guys. The full on age of Aquarius, that's like I'm seeing like at least a decade. I wish it was sooner, but I don't see it. Because this is going to take a long time to clean up all the damage that's been done. Because there's also going to have to be people held accountable for what they did. There's going to have to be and that's when the warriors come in. The warriors are going to have to do cleanup of all the crap that's been going on. Yeah, I think it's still a decade away at least. I wish it was like I don't see it. I see a new beginning happening in a year or two. Maybe that's just the kind of the metaphysical beginning. You know, when things are on the astral plane, have you guys ever been taught this, that when there's a material manifestation of something, it's first created on the spiritual plane, and then it takes the physical plane is very slow to change and manifest what's been created on the spiritual plane. I think it's going to be a beginning that people just realize. Um, I think that's when we. I think you know what the beginning. I think it's going to be a lot of people are waking up, but it's going to be like the people that are pulling the strings at the top. They're still in power, but a lot of people are now fully awake. Like, whoa, we don't want this like at all. But it's kind of be like we kind of let them get to that point where they're in power. So then it's going to take a while to dismantle all that. Yeah, it's because now they got too much power at the top. That's the problem right now. Yeah, you know, the problem I saw some studies where if you've been unemployed for a year, that your chances of going back, like psychologically, people just can't wrap their brain around the idea of going back to work. Like it actually starts getting harder to actually go back to work. The physical realm, the physical realm can take years. Well, it depends. It depends how much spiritual power, how much willpower people have. Right now, I just don't see the masses on a huge, large scale waking up. Most of them are just kind of this. What do we call them in the metaphysics? We call them sleepwalkers. So 90 something percent of the planet is sleepwalkers. They're just going through life on a day to day. Oh, good, Agatha. I hope you get a job soon. Hopefully, I think Portugal they got pretty good uh like unemployment benefits, right? Usually in the European countries they have good unemployment and social safety net. What is the future of Bitcoin? Shoot, actually, I haven't studied the astrology on Bitcoin. Um, I haven't studied the astrology on Bitcoin. I know Joni Patrice put out a few videos on it, and I know her son's really big in the Bitcoin. Um, this is the way I look at things as personal. Like if I take off my astrologer hat and just put my own hat on it, I think the Bitcoin thing, especially with Rahu is currently transiting Taurus, I think unless you hold something in your hand physically, it doesn't really exist. That's my opinion. And with technology and computers and how they work, I can see how things could be manipulated so bad. But Jess, I'm going to look more into that. I want to see. I want to look more into what Bitcoin, because I could be wrong. It could be actually because it's been going pretty strong since 2012, and it's still around and worth like trillions of dollars. Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up unless you guys have some more questions. But thank you guys for showing up and being in the chat. It really makes the broadcast go more smooth. And you guys, make sure you like, subscribe. What meditation? Wait, yes, you should create a stock astrology. Actually, probably, yeah, I probably would get more subscribers and get more readings of where the the stock market stuff, huh? Sorry. Do you recommend? What about future of UBI? I know I'll probably get many followers with the stock. You know what? That's such a good idea about the stock market ones. Like I really need to do some deep dives into that. What do you recommend? What about the future of UBI? Oh, right now, you guys want to know what I recommend actually for sure with Rahu transit in Taurus, because Taurus is an earth sign. Any investment in like commodities, that's going to do good. I think there's going to be oil shortages. I think there's going to be food shortages. If you can invest in farms, buy farmland, buy food, buy any type of commodity, I think it's going to be great. Ooh. Wow. Future of UBI, I think they're trying to implement the UBI right now. I think these stimulus payments that they're doing in the United States, they're going to what they're trying to do is they're trying to slowly establish a universal basic income because there's a lot of jobs that are never ever going to come back. David Dobrik. I don't know who that is. Is he like a I could do an astrology reading on David Dobrik. Do you guys, if I do an astrology reading, do you guys like the live format? I need to get some software though where I can show my astrology software. Will they be doing another stimulus? I think they will, because I think they're going to have to. They have no choice. He has the vlog. I'm going to have to research David Dobrik because I'm not like too familiar on him. He got into a lot of drama. You know why I learned about, like, I did a video on Trisha Paytas and some of these fashion people because of my wife told me about him, because I don't follow the fashion channels, but my wife told me about so there she was like, why don't you do some readings on some of these big YouTubers? Oh, okay. You know what? I probably could get more subscribers that way too by doing the big YouTubers. Because my Trisha Paytas video I made over a year ago, and I'm still getting views on that one. So I probably will do more of those. So stocks, me to do more of those. YouTube drama. Everyone loves drama. Trisha is involved with David drama, huh? Also crimes. That's how I found you with your Trisha video. Hey, thank you. That's so cool. Like, cause at first I really wasn't wanting to do the Trisha Paytas because I kind of thought like, her type of subscribers or the people that are interested in her content wouldn't be interested in mine. Because usually it's kind of like metaphysical yoga types that like mine. But I've been dead wrong. I've been wrong. A lot of people from all types of different backgrounds like astrology. He got into a lot of. I'm reading the chat, guys, right now. So that's how I found you with your Trisha video. I think you told us Trump will lose. Well, I did make. Oh, hey, hey, Myra. I did. Okay, guys. So the thing about what's so funny is I haven't watched my Trisha Paytas video in like over a year, and I know I made predictions, and I was told that I predicted a bunch of stuff right with Trisha Paytas. That she had that she married, or she's with a foreigner, and I guess I predicted that. And then I said that she would get engaged, and this was stuff I didn't even know her life, guys. I just looked at her chart and I was like, "This is what I think's going on with her." Um, People who appear or get killed. What might have happened to them? You could do that. People who disappear or get killed. Oh, you mean like what happened in their astrology chart to cause them to disappear or get killed? I was thinking about doing a video on this thing called the. Have you guys ever heard of this concept of the background people? That there might be a lot of people that are not actually real people around you. They're like they're what we would call NPCs, non-player characters, and that some of these things you read about are not even real people. Have you ever heard of that guy's concept? That's another video I will do, is one on the simulated reality, and that might be some people that are not real people. They're not like a person with a consciousness. They're just like a character, like aliens. You know, this disclosure thing, that's a whole nother thing. This whole disclosure thing. Well, Neville says that everyone is us pushed out. Oh yeah, that we're just projecting our consciousness on the surrounding people. Well, guys, I'm done for now. If you guys have any questions, you guys feel free to email me, especially you guys in the chat. Like, email me. Um, and thank you guys, all those people that have requested readings and donated to the channel. Thank you very much. I'm gonna close it for now, guys. And we're gonna next week on Monday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be doing another video, but I don't know the topic just yet. So, namaste, guys. I'll see you guys later, and hopefully we will next week. You guys will be in the chat. Thank you, guys.